Today, I'm here to share some of the worst products I've tried over the last few weeks. I didn't expect to film this video so soon in 2025. I usually end up filming these videos like every 3 or 4 months. That's how it just kind of happens. When I try something that doesn't work for me, I set it aside. And when I have enough products, I film a video. But I've been testing out a ton of products lately. It's the new year, so there have been a ton of new collections, a lot of new launches, and there have been so many good launches, definitely more good than bad. But when it comes down to it, like not everything is going to work for everyone, right? So there are products that obviously just didn't work for me based on my personal preferences, the way I do my makeup, other products I've tried that kind of stand out as better options. And then there are products that I really don't think are worth the money. Either they are poor quality products or there are just better alternatives out there. I never want my channel to be a place where you only hear about good products because that's just not reality. There are also bad products and bad experiences. So I hope this video is just as helpful as some of my positive reviews. If you want to hear about some of the products I've loved lately, I'll link a couple of other videos below, but let's get into it. And I'll share why these products didn't work for me. Actually, let's start with a few products that I picked up back in November during like the Black Friday sales. I mainly placed an order at Ulta. I think I might have picked up a few other things and I've been testing them out slowly, just really getting a feel for them. This is something I was so excited about. I had wanted to try it for a little while. Like when they launched it, I thought it sounded nice. And I was just kind of waiting for a sale because I had seen it go on sale on Ulta's website in the past. And I did get it on sale for, I don't know, maybe like 50% off. I can't remember because that was a long time ago, but it was a really great discount. It's the Persona Day Mask Peptide Lip Balm. I'm glad I got this on sale because I would have been even more disappointed if I paid full price for it. It's a $22 lip balm, which is pretty expensive. It's up there with like Summer Fridays, Ole Henriksen, which are two of my favorite formulas. I was disappointed in this. I know there are people who really, truly love this product because I've gotten recommendations to try it in the past, and I love Persona. I think pretty much everything from the brand has been a favorite of mine, except maybe 1 or 2 products. I just found this to be really disappointing. So it feels okay when it's on the lips. It's definitely not as like thin and glossy as Summer Fridays or as thick and nourishing as Ole Henriksen. So automatically I'd rather reach for one of those brands because I like the way they feel on the lips better. And when those wear off, my lips still feel good. When this one wears off, my lips still feel kind of dry. So I didn't find there were any long-lasting benefits to this product. It doesn't really have a strong scent to me, which is fine. I do like when my lip balms smell really good. And obviously Summer Fridays and Ole Henriksen are both known for having like really good smelling lip balms. Even some of the more affordable brands I love like ColourPop, these smell so good. The e.l.f. Squeeze Me lip balms, I love these and these are $4. And it's not even that I would mind that it doesn't have a scent, but it also doesn't taste good. When this gets on my tongue, it's like this weird kind of like fruity, plasticky taste. It's not the absolute worst thing in the entire world, but it's just all of these cons combined. I also don't love this shade on me. This is the shade June. I don't find it super flattering on my skin tone, so that's kind of just personal preference, but I wouldn't really even consider picking up another shade just because I don't like the formula enough to spend another $22 on this. Even if I could get it on sale, I'd skip over it. There are just so many alternatives out there. If you're looking for a drugstore alternative, the e.l.f. Squeeze Me lip balms are great. The ColourPop ones are my absolute favorite. I'm wearing chocolate milkshake today. I do have on what is it? It's the e.l.f. Eau Face Satin Lipstick in the shade No Doubt. So that's underneath. But then, of course, like I said, Summer Fridays, Ole Henriksen, I'd go with any of those brands over this one. And again, I know there are people who really love this formula. I love Persona. They make a ton of amazing products. And overall, I find them to be a really underrated brand. But sadly, this product did not work for me. Around the same time, I did pick up 2 products from Ulta Beauty's in-house line because the entire brand was 40% off, or maybe even 50% off during Black Friday. And they had kind of redone the line. At first, I thought they reformulated products or added some and maybe took some away, but some of you said they just ended up repackaging it. So anyway, before I realized that, I did order 2 of the lip oils. I was kind of curious to know if the formula had changed, and I lost some of mine. I think that the other ones were getting a little bit older, so it was kind of time to replace them anyway. I like the new packaging. I think it's cute, kind of fun. The berry one feels the exact same to me. I don't notice any difference. I love berry because, you know, even though it's pretty dark in the tube, it's very light and soft on the lips. It just gives you like a light, very natural tint of color. For the most part, they look pretty similar on the lips because they do show up mainly clear. So I would just go based on like the scent you want. But I also picked up red apple because I had red apple in the original line and I absolutely loved the apple scent, but I swear this one is different. It smells a little bit like apple, but it also has this strong kind of like plasticky scent and taste to it as well. And I don't remember that with the original one. I was reading through the reviews and a few people said the same thing, not necessarily about red apple, but the scent that they picked up. They said it wasn't the same, it tasted different, it smelled different. So now I don't know if it is the exact same or if they changed it. Honestly, they feel the same on the lips to me. So if you like the texture of this product and you had it in the past, I don't think that will be disappointing to you because it has like that very distinct feel on the lips. It's different than other lip oils. It's like a thicker, kind of cushiony plush texture, so it's incredibly nourishing, which is why I love it. But if you're sensitive to scents, if you're sensitive to fragrance, this one just smells different and it just tastes bad to the point where I really can't even reach for it. I don't know. I guess in the past I wasn't necessarily super sensitive when it came to the way lip products tasted or smelled, but I feel like I am kind of feeling that these days. Anyway, I just wanted to share my experience with this because I know that I had told you there was no difference, and at that point I had only tried the berry one. So I would skip the red apple one, to be honest, and maybe read through the reviews if you're considering another one from the line. Okay, let's talk about a few newer launches. I was actually so excited about this launch from LA Girl. I love LA Girl eyeshadows, and these are their new On Cloud 9 bouncy eyeshadow palettes. I do have two of them, so I'll do some close-up shots and swatches for you so you can see what they look like. This formula is really interesting. It's basically like a cream to powder shadow, very, very similar to the ColourPop Super Shock formula. So if you've tried that formula and you like it, then you might like this. But the big issue is these do not wear well throughout the day. Unlike ColourPop, which out of all of the shadows I've tried, they've all stayed in place extremely well for me. I'm actually wearing one on my eyes today. I'm wearing La Mesa, and then I have a little bit of Urban Decay's Space Cowboy on top. Anyway, these apply very, very similarly to ColourPop. So there are two different formulas within these palettes. There are matte shadows, and then there are like these sparkly glitter shadows. The matte shadows are very smooth. They actually remind me a lot of Natasha Denona's cream to powder formula. If you've tried that, it's a really beautiful, very smooth shadow. And if you have a lot of texture on your eyelids, like as I get older, I notice that eyeshadows aren't necessarily always as smooth looking as they used to be. And a formula like this is so just smoothing and blurring, really forgiving. So honestly, these look so good as you're applying them. There's no patchiness, there's no streakiness. They apply flawlessly. They're very soft though. There's not a lot of pigment to these shadows, the matte shadows, so they are hard to build up. You can kind of pack them on, but then when you go to blend them out, it really softens the shadow quite a bit. So that is one potential con. If you like something a little bit more intense, you're not necessarily going to get that with this matte formula. The issue is these fall all over the face, both instantly as you're applying the product and then throughout the day. Like after an hour or two, I had glitter all over my face. And I tried these with a primer, without a primer, with concealer, with my eyeshadow set. And no matter what, like they just don't stay in place well for me. At this point, there are just too many sparkly eyeshadows out there that you can choose from that work extremely well. And I really wanted these to work. I mean, these are $8 for 5 shadows compared to ColourPop Super Shock formula, which I think is 6, maybe it might be 7 now for one. So it's kind of nice to be able to get a bunch of shades within the one palette. These are big, they feel nice, like they kind of have like this heftiness to them. So I thought they did such a good job and I really wanted them to wear well, but they really just don't work well for me. Maybe if you're someone who likes a very subtle shadow, maybe you have a super fair skin tone, or you find that a lot of shadows are too pigmented, you'll enjoy this formula. Or maybe you're like, I have a super sticky eyeshadow base that will lock these shimmers into place. You might want to try them, mess around with them, but I don't think the quality is there, and I personally won't be recommending them. I did talk about this product in a recent speed reviews video, but I wanted to mention it in today's video as well because this is probably one of the worst products I've tried in a really long time. Like I already know it's February, but this is going to end up in my worst products of the year video. It's the Revolution Beauty Jelly Blush Lip and Cheek Stain. Now I want to like this product because honestly, it looks pretty on the lips. And I would say if you're really only in it for a lip stain and you're going to end up wearing like a lip balm or a lip gloss on top, this might not be the worst option out there. It's pretty inexpensive at $8. If you are going to use it as a lip stain, keep in mind that it is very drying on the lips. So you really do have to pair it with something that's a lot more moisturizing because it's really going to just not only make your lips feel dry, but also look very, very dry. And if your lips are already dry because maybe it's really cold where you live, like it is for me, it's going to enhance and kind of settle into all of the dry areas. So even as I'm saying like, oh, this could be a good option as a lip stain if you pair it with something else, if you already have a lip stain you love or you have a glossy lip stain in your collection that works well, I would still say skip over these. But that's really the only way I would recommend using it. Now, I haven't tried Milk Makeup's version of this product, so I can't say for sure if this is an exact dupe, but I can tell you that when you apply this product to the cheeks, it's very, very hard to blend out. It basically sticks wherever you initially apply it. So the best way I think to apply it is to use a brush and just apply it to the brush and then kind of stipple it on the cheeks. But even still, because it dries so extremely fast, like the second it touches the cheek, it's hard to get an even blend. This product actually does leave a stain too, which is what it's meant to do. But because it doesn't blend out evenly, like if you apply this product and it doesn't look smooth or even or blended, it's going to stay like that until you remove it or go over it with foundation. So honestly, I don't recommend this product. To be fair, like full disclosure, I'm not a big fan of stains on the cheeks anyway. So I'm sure that like personal bias is affecting my review of this product, but I have tried some stains that are better than this, and I think there are other options out there that blend a little bit easier than this one. One more big con, I do think the packaging is faulty. Mine seem to be okay for now. Once I put them back together, there wasn't really an issue with them popping back out, but when I originally got them in the mail, like this part, this plastic piece right here had popped out, and then I had to stick it back in there. Also, I don't think it was this shade, I think it was the other one. The full-on like jelly part of the product fell out on me one day too when I was using it. So even though it is a drugstore product, it's $8, I still think the packaging has to be functional and has to protect the actual makeup product inside. Another product that fell apart on me is this one from Covergirl. Now, I did order these products online, and sometimes that does make a difference. Products just don't travel well, although they have to kind of travel from the warehouse to the retailer if you're buying them in store anyway. But because it is so cold where I live, I kind of wonder if that affects some of the products, whether these are coming from like another cold area or they're coming from a warm area and then coming somewhere super cold and the product kind of shrinks. I don't know what the case is, but in the end, it is the company's job to kind of test all of that ahead of time. So this one fell out as well. I popped this one back in and it seems okay, but the actual formula is not good. So this is from Covergirl. It's their True Blend Skin Enhancer. So this is the highlighting balm. They also have contours and blushes. Honestly, the contour and blush formulas are great. I didn't have any issues with those. I found them to be beautiful, super creamy, incredibly easy to blend out, and then they stayed in place super well throughout the day. This formula feels a lot different than those. So this one actually feels more on the dry side, which again, maybe the fact that it kind of fell apart had something to do with it. Maybe the formula dried up a little bit in transit. I can't say for sure. But when you're applying it to the skin, it does not feel as creamy as the contour or the blush. I've used this with a brush. I've used it with my fingers. I think in my mind, I thought it was going to be the same as the Merit Day Glow Highlighting Balm because that's kind of what it looks like, but it's not the same at all. That formula is so gorgeous. It's basically like it's kind of like an oily feeling balm, which doesn't sound nice, but on the skin, it looks amazing. It's so shiny, just so beautiful. Whereas this one feels like a thicker, heavier cream. So as you tap it onto the skin, you can see it, which is just not ideal when it comes to a highlighter. It doesn't give you like that beautiful kind of like glowing from within look. It looks like you have a heavy cream on the skin. It also looks kind of glittery on my skin. Like there were actual chunks of glitter on my skin and I could not get them to melt in no matter what I did. I know L'Oreal did one and that one actually sounds pretty similar to Merit. I wish L'Oreal was cruelty-free. That's probably like the #1 brand that I missed the most when I went cruelty-free like a million years ago. So hopefully one day they will go cruelty-free as well. But I definitely don't think this CoverGirl one is worth the money. Actually, e.l.f. did one as part of their Jelly Pop collection and that formula is so gorgeous. I think it's almost like the exact same as Merit, but they only had one shade. It was limited edition. They bring back that Jelly Pop collection randomly. So if they bring that back in the summer, I'm telling you that formula is absolutely worth trying. Hopefully they'll just end up launching it as like a standalone product. Okay, another product from CoverGirl. So I had tested this out last year when I was testing out a bunch of new launches, and I said it was fine. I kind of gave it like an okay review. It wasn't bad, it wasn't great. It just never became an absolute staple of mine. Well, I've been using it again lately because every year I like to kind of go through everything in my collection and make sure I'm using everything at least a few times because it's just a good way to keep myself familiarized with my collection, what I own. And if a product isn't something I enjoy any longer, I want to take it out and pass it along before it expires. So I'm kind of working my way through a bunch of primers, and this one sounds like it would be great for winter. It's the Plush Plump Replenishing Primer. So it's a cooling, water-based formula that is supposed to intensely hydrate the skin. It feels nice when you apply it. It's like this thin, kind of like runny texture. It basically feels like you're applying a skincare serum, and it does feel incredibly just like it's infusing your skin with moisture. I mean, that sounds really great, honestly, but once it dries down, it doesn't really feel like anything. Like it doesn't I don't think it provides long-lasting hydration throughout the day. It initially feels good, and if your skin is irritated or really red, I mean, that is a nice feature for a primer, but there are so many hydrating, refreshing primers out there. Like my collection alone, I could probably pull out 5 different options. I don't find that my makeup applies any better or wears any better when I'm using this primer compared to anything else I have in my collection, or even just my regular moisturizer. I would recommend this one instead from CoverGirl. They have a sticky grip primer, and I know not everyone is into sticky primers, but this is one of the least sticky primers I've tried that's actually marketed as a sticky primer. Another primer that did not work for me that I tried so many times. This is one of those weird products that had like a hold on me. I really wanted to like it because it was unique and different and interesting, but in the end, I came to the conclusion that it really just is not a great primer. It's from e.l.f. It's their Power Grip Matte Primer. It's definitely an interesting concept. I mean, e.l.f. is really well known for their original Power Grip Primer. They have the green one, they have the pink one. It is a super sticky primer that hydrates the skin, locks your makeup into place so well. And I feel like you either love it or hate it. If you're not a fan of those types of primers, you probably don't get the hype at all. But I like the fact that my makeup does not move when I use that product. Like even when my skin is the most oily in the middle of the summer on a super hot, humid day, I can use that product and my makeup is locked in. So this one really appealed to me because it's supposed to have the same gripping effect, but it's supposed to leave your skin with more of a smoothed out matte finish, which sounds perfect if you have oily skin. The issue with this product, there's a few issues. First of all, it does have a sticky, almost gluey-like texture, so it's kind of difficult to really work into the skin well. They recommend tapping it on, and that is fine if there are like certain areas where you want to prep, but I find that because of the texture of this, if I'm like tapping this in the center of my face, wherever I stop, there's like a stark difference between the way my foundation looks layered on top of this primer and then layered where I didn't prime. So ideally, I feel like I'd rather just apply it to my entire face, but because it is so sticky, it's hard to work into the skin. I mean, you can really blend it in. It just takes a while to get there. And it's just not like a pleasant experience because it doesn't smooth onto the skin. Like you have to really work it in. The original Power Grip is sticky in the same way, but that just spreads a lot more easily than this one. There are just so many other primers out there that are better. I would say stick with the original Power Grip if you want that grippy, sticky texture, although it is more of a hydrating primer, so it does leave your skin looking glowy. But if you want a really smooth matte base, kind of like what this product claims to give, just go with their liquid poreless putty primer. I know I've been talking about that so much for the last few years, but I swear that product works to extend the wear of my makeup, even though it's not marketed as like a sticky gripping primer. Actually, I think I picked up this product around Black Friday as well. It's from the brand About Face. It is their Light Lock Lip Gloss. First of all, I love the packaging. I think it is so pretty. It's really sleek. It has like this clear tube, and then you can see the actual lip gloss inside, and it feels kind of heavy. Like this feels like a luxurious product to me. It's $13, so not a bad price, especially because About Face does tend to go on sale at Ulta multiple times throughout the year. And again, I think I got this for like half off around Black Friday. There are 14 different shades. First of all, I got the shade Bitter Half, which is not super flattering on me. I looked at the swatches and then I went back and looked, and the models had deeper skin tones and it looked amazing on them. But on me, I feel like the tone isn't right. So that was my own fault. But beyond that, I just don't like the formula. First of all, this has a very strong minty scent. It's not even like a light scent. It is so strong. It smells like you walked into a spa. No, it smells like you're getting a pedicure and they're using like the most intense minty scrub or minty lotion. You know how sometimes they do that, like a peppermint scrub or something like that, and it just like wakes you right up and like clears all of your sinuses? That's what this smells like. It's not good. I really hope brands stop using mint as a scent in their lip products. Like the e.l.f. lip oils, I love those, but why do they have to be mint scented? I would like, I mean, I guess everyone feels a little bit different, but I would like either a light vanilla scent or like a light fruity scent, or just even unscented. I like when my lip products smell good, but I'd rather unscented than like a strong mint. It does have a very creamy texture, which feels good when you initially apply it. It's very comfortable. There is no stickiness at all. Like it's a true creamy lip oil feel, and it has a little bit more pigment to it. So it does feel good on the lips, but that glossy layer wears off fast. I definitely don't find this to be as glossy or as shiny as I would like when it comes to a lip gloss. Because it is like so thin and oily, it doesn't have that plush texture I usually prefer, which again, that comes down to personal preference, but it almost highlights like every single dry line on my lips. It doesn't give me a smoothed out look. It doesn't make my lips look even. It's not flattering. The color's not flattering. And then on top of that, the texture's not super flattering. Because it is a little bit oily, I feel like it does bleed pretty easily. So all of a sudden I have lip gloss like way below my lip line, the outer corners all over, and it's just kind of messy looking. So in the end, the formula is just not for me. I can see why people would really enjoy this. It's different. It's kind of unique compared to a lot of other lip gloss formulas out there. I personally don't mind a little bit of a sticky gloss. I usually like something a little thicker, something that feels like super plush and lasts really well on the lips and maybe even evens out my lip line. So that's like the exact opposite of this formula. If you want something really thin, kind of oily feeling, you know, something super lightweight, you might enjoy this. And I do think they have some fun shades, but unfortunately, not a fan of this. By the way, this is exactly why I implemented my rule of not buying products that I had tried in the past that didn't work for me. I did an entire video on like makeup products, makeup categories I'm not buying in 2025. And one thing I said was like, if I've tried something in the past and I didn't like it, I'm not going to go back and try it again. And I wasn't sure if that was like an issue a lot of people have dealt with, but sometimes products get this weird chokehold on me and I want to keep trying them over and over. Or I've tried them years ago and then I hear tons of people raving about it. I get tons of recommendations to try it, so I buy it again. And I had tried these in the past. They were packaged a little bit differently, and I didn't love them back then, and I don't love them now. So that is why I implemented that rule. I guess technically I broke my rule with this product too, but I did get this in the mail as PR, and I really wanted to try it again. It's from Cali Ray. It's the Come Hell or High Water mascara. I think it was maybe like 2 years ago where I was talking about how much I hated this formula. But to be fair, I did try a mini, and sometimes mini mascaras are not the same as the full-size mascara. And so many people love this mascara. Like it is so many people's absolute favorite formula of all time that I was kind of like, do I remember right? Like, did I actually hate it? Something I've really noticed after filming beauty videos for all these years is that mascara is like the most polarizing product. Not polarizing in like a very dramatic way, but we all know that makeup works differently for everyone. And some people love a product, some people hate it. But I swear like every single mascara out there has people who are like, this is my holy grail. It's the best mascara I've ever tried. And then the same amount of people who are like, I hate that. It's the worst mascara I've ever tried. And that's definitely the case for this one. But so many of you have told me like, this is your absolute holy grail. You'll never use anything else. It's the best thing in the entire world. And there are even reviews like that online that when I got this in the mail as PR, I was like, okay, I'm going to try it again. I still hate it. I still do not understand the hype. I'm just genuinely so confused how so many people love this mascara. It is a tubing mascara. And I will say, I actually like tubing mascaras. In the past, I wasn't the biggest fan. So I feel like that might have influenced my initial review, but I swear I cannot get this product to layer well. It clumps my lashes together. I swear it makes it look like I have 3 lashes on each eye, and my natural lashes aren't great. So for those of you that love this, like, do you already have thick, voluminous, long, beautiful lashes? I've read so many comments from you guys saying that you love it so, so much. I will say this is a little bit easier to remove than I remember. Initially, when I tried that mini mascara, it was impossible to remove. It felt like a true waterproof mascara. And in the end, I still have to use like a cleansing oil with this or a micellar water. Like it doesn't slip off my lashes like other tubing formulas. So I don't quite understand that part, but it wasn't like stuck on there. So anyway, I just had to share. I gave it another chance. It still did not work for me. me. I don't understand it. I don't. I really want to understand the hype, but I don't. So if you're looking for a good tubing mascara, honestly, the e.l.f. Lash Extender is my go-to. I love that one. And I do love the Milani Highly Rated Lash Extensions Mascara, but I know so many people hate that one. That is one of my favorites too. I usually use that on my bottom lashes. Okay, this last product is something that I had tried in the past as well, and then I repurchased it and tried it again, and I just don't like it anymore. So I guess technically I changed my mind about this product. I was going to do like a whole separate video on products I've changed my mind about, like both good and bad, but I don't think I have a ton of those. So I just wanted to mention this in this video. It's the Say 101 mascara. I swear that I've raved about this in the past. I mean, it's been a while. It's never become like my top favorite to the point that I've repurchased it over and over. I had it once. When did I buy this? I think I tried a mini. You know what? I think I tried it around the same time as that Cali Ray mascara because I picked up a Sephora favorites kit and it came with minis. And then I redeemed my voucher for this mascara. I used it up and then eventually I repurchased it. After trying it again, I'm like, what did I see in this mascara? I don't understand why I liked it in the past because it just doesn't do anything for my lashes. Well, I won't say it doesn't do anything. I do think it gives a little bit of length, but there is absolutely no volume there. And it's hard to build this formula up. I think the way the brush is designed, it just makes it kind of difficult to like work it into the lashes and really bulk up the lashes. It does lengthen them and separate them somewhat, but not to the point where I would spend $26 on this again. I also feel like this mascara takes forever to dry. So that's part of the reason it's hard to build up. In order to build a mascara well, I feel like it kind of has to dry down just a little bit, but this one takes forever to dry. Like I don't even know if it fully dries on me because sometimes I'll do my mascara and I'll like accidentally hit my lid. So then I'll let it dry and I'll go to wipe it away with a Q-tip. And no matter how long it sits there, it's not dry. So it ends up smearing. I bump my lash, they stick together. It's like a sticky, wet mascara. So again, it kind of clumps my lashes together in a really unflattering way. And I don't know. I don't know why I loved this mascara so much in the past when I tried it, but I'm really just not a big fan of it. Those are all of the products that did not work for me over the last few weeks, or I guess technically last few months. So I hope today's video was helpful. If you've tried these and you love them, let me know in the comments. How do you use them? Do you pair them with certain products? Do you mix them with something else? I always read the comments of these videos hoping I can get something to work for me because I never try a product not wanting to love it. It works out like that sometimes. Before I get rid of all of these products and pass them along, let me know if you have any tips or tricks. But otherwise, I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye.